begins. Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming up to just about 1 minute left until your favorite HHN Stuttering live stream begins. We're going to talk about a lot of things. Get ready. Coming up in 1 minute. Hope you guys are ready. We got Hondo, got Steph and I ready to rock and roll. Happy Halloween, everybody. Welcome back to the garage. Stephanie here, Brian here, Hondo over there by the chair. How's it going, Hondo? Hope you guys are having a great Tuesday evening. Happy Halloween, everybody. For it is Halloween here in the garage every time we're in the garage because this is what we do. It's Halloween all the time. Yeah. 157 days and counting. I know somebody mentioned it in the chat before we were getting set up here. 157 days until opening night. I kid you not, I think the last live stream we did, it was 175 days until HHN. I might be wrong, I don't know. But I remember one of the videos that I put in there, it said 175 days, that little thing. I'm actually, hold up, I'm going to check. I just want to make sure. Right? Here, we're going to check real quick. So you guys get the point. At the time, it was 175 days. I think now we are 157 days, and we have not only a house that was announced, not only a permanent year-round attraction coming to Las Vegas, not only do we have the coolest freaking theme park being built across the street, being open in 2025, but we also now officially have HHN 2023 here in Orlando, event dates, and some of the tickets.
Some of the tickets.
It's a full hand, baby. Not many people can say that. Now, I've been looking forward to this live stream for a while. I don't have anything special to show you guys or anything. We've had a heck of a week with work this past week. It's been absolutely insane. So we didn't really have much time to put things together, but we did get an official announcement. So that's what we're going to talk about in this live stream. We're going to go over the event dates, which, were we surprised? No, we weren't. Pretty much that's exactly what we thought it was going to be. Friday, September 1st, opening night. It was kind of seeing the trend, and we thought that's what it's going to end up being. The question was, what was the ending date? And of course, it's going to be Halloween night. We're going to get into that in a second, but we're also going to talk about the tickets that were released. We got single night tickets. We got Express Pass tickets that were released. We got RIP tours, private RIP tours, behind the screens, and hotel and ticket packages. Those are some of the things that were offered because we also got merchandise. Some of the most cartoonish merchandise that you guys can see in the block. I hope somebody from HHN's listening. And some of you guys did reach out to us, and we're making sure if we had that phrase copyrighted or whatever, trademark.
It is a little different.
No, it is different. We say catch you in the fog. They say see you in the fog. I'm going to say this. I'm going to put this whole thing. I've been on social media today, and I've been noticing everybody saying, oh, like Horror Nights stole See You in the Fog from Not Scary Farm and all that. See You in the Fog is not trademarked or copyright by anyone in the world. It's not. It's a phrase that the haunt community has said for decades.
Yeah.
It's just a catchy, cool phrase. See you in the fog. So I'm putting that lay to rest. Any of you guys who are saying this and that, get over it. Us as the haunt community, we all say it. It just means, you know.
It's kind of funny, though.
It is funny. Like, I do kind of like the little tension and little rivalries and stuff. We do need that. We do need it because I believe the haunts become better because of competition. That's what competition's for. It's to make the consumers benefit from the products or whatever being placed by the companies and all. So anyways, yeah, whatever. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. We got a lot to talk about back in the Tuesday swing. We're going to try to, here in the next week or two, we got a couple things we're working on behind the scenes that there's a lot of things moving around in the Brian from Orlando garage. We have a lot of things coming in, a lot of special things. I kid you not, there's something very special that we are showing you guys right now that I don't know if you guys can notice. It's a little sneak peek, but it's there. It's in front of your face. You just have to look hard enough. And we got a lot of things we're working on. We're excited for it. And yeah, so things coming up soon. We're going to start getting back into the flow of things and posting videos weekly for you guys. We have a HHN for Beginners series that we're going to be kicking off hopefully sometime in April. Steph and I are hard at work with that. So that's going to be a whole series of videos leading up to the event for our beginners of HHN. We're going to try to reach back out to the first timers. I know last year we didn't really do too much of that compared to the first year when we did HHN. So we're going to try to get back into that. So we'll have a series like that. Then we'll have a series that's more for our veterans of HHN, for all of you Brian from Orlando members, Drac Pack, the OG Monsters, Jack Carnival, Lil Boo Fan Club, all of you guys. We're going to be getting more behind the scenes videos posted for our members. We're going to be doing some cool little shorts and things like that only our members will get to see. I know I've said that for years, but I promise you we are actually having a schedule put together, and we are hard at work with the biggest thing we've ever done, and that's our series on Instagram. All of that. There's so much going on, guys. It's quite exciting. So happy Tuesday. Hope you guys are doing well. And Javier saying Brian loves his hats. Hey, I have not worn a hat in so long, by the way.
That is true.
I finally got like a haircut. We were letting the flow grow, and it just did not look as what I was hoping. Honestly, I was just tired of taking care of it. So,
yeah.
But anyways, I want to bring up here. I know we had early in the chat, Happy Mask Guy brought up a question, and I do want to address it since my man is all the way in Scotland. Hopefully he's getting some sleep. Quick question. Which house from last year has left the most lingering impressions on you both in terms of fear? Just wonder with a bit of hindsight if your feelings on certain houses has changed. I think where we feel on the houses from last year kind of still stand. I like the direction in some houses, and there's other houses I could care less for. But
I also think that I don't think there's been a house at HHN that's been like, I wouldn't rate it as like high fear. Like, you know what I mean? Like we
didn't really have houses that scared us.
They aren't super scary, especially last year. I feel like there weren't a lot of like really scary houses.
No.
So I wouldn't necessarily say any of them that were like really scary. We got some good scares, but I wouldn't say any of them were like really scary. And I think our ranking still stands the same as like our ranking from like the end of the event last year.
Yeah, it's like we loved Legends Collide because of the energy. We love houses that have energy to it. Dead Man's Spear was great, but it's anything that's got energy, as you can tell, with our music choice and our style, like anything that gives energy is going to be where we basically feed off of most.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say.
We like Legends. I saw Chris said the OG Dead Exposure was good. I went through Patient Zero, and that is still probably one of the scariest houses that I've been through at HHN, just because of the strobe
effect,
all of that. But yeah, I didn't go through the OG one, but Patient Zero was really good.
It was. I never got to go through it. Javier said HHN's listening to Brian. They are. And hold up. Is my phone over here? 1 second. I think my phone.
It's right here, Brian.
Okay, so give me 1 second, guys. I got something a little creepy. So Steph and I have been talking about this, and it's weird how I'll come up with some of these ideas. We'll start working, like, concept-wise. I'll actually start putting little drawings together. Just right. I mean, how many ideas do I come up in a single day? At least 60,
too many.
Right? I come up with so many ideas, none of them actually get worked on, right? That's the problem that I have. But here's the weird thing, right? This is the weird thing. I hope you guys are ready for this. Let me just show you guys. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me see. Hold up. I don't know if I can. Who is this guy? Is it even focusing? There we go.
There
Okay.
you go.
Brian Robinson. Who is that guy? Alright, let me fix the
How
lighting
funny
here.
is that?
Like, Universal has this chief creative person
Joe Biden.
with my name. Like, what is happening? So it's to the point where it's kind of funny, like how I got these ideas, and then all of a sudden, like, I'm not saying that obviously HHN's listening. I bet they didn't even care about us, but it's one of those things where, like, a lot of things that I say and that Steph and I talk, and I mean, like, in private. It's just me and Steph having these conversations, and we see Universal or HHN do. We're like, okay, weird. And then we just saw that, Universal's got this new chief creative, executive or director or whoever. His name's Brian Robinson. So I was going to make an actual video for you guys to actually see in this live stream, which Stephanie did warn me it could have been defamation against a guy, and Universal been really mad at us. However, it is my name. A lot of legal terms could have been issued.
His picture.
Yes. So I was going to put together this creepy little cyber type of video that's promoting the future, in a sense, where Universal has been working close with cloning and AI technology and techniques in order to make the perfect human. And they used me as a reference because, I talk about HHN Universal a lot.
And the position that they put this perfect human in is creative?
Is in creative, which, we create things as well. So it was so weird. I was going to do this little video of how it shows, like, how they transformed this cloning genetics from me and the ideas into AI, artificial intelligence for it to, like, create things. And they made the perfect human, and his name is Brian Robinson, chief creative for Universal.
Does anybody else feel like that sounds a little narcissistic? That you think that they would use your genetics to create the perfect person.
Well, I'm already created, so it is the perfect person. It'd just be the perfect person 2.0.
So yes.
Stephanie thought I was talking about earlier when I mentioned this. She thought I was talking about I was the perfect person and just died laughing, which is kind of sad because you should think I was. But anyways, the point being is just like it's so there's some things that are a little creepy out there. So I don't know if I would have made such a video. I know you guys would have got it kicked out of it, but I'm pretty sure Universal would have been a little upset with us just because. Yeah. We're using this guy. Well, is he real or is he truly a clone? And is Universal really in cloning right now?
He's real. He's a person.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right. He's got a cool name though. And then going down the list too, I see we got to catch up here. I know we're a little behind. Sorry, my guys. We'll get there. We'll get there. We got a good live stream for you guys. We got a couple things to talk about. I don't want to get too far.
For 2 months.
See, I don't see it here. And then Audrey. Hey, Audrey. By the way, how's it going? Nice meeting you. Got to see her in Animal Kingdom.
In terms of fear, Legends or Descendants?
I mean Descendants because Descendants was unknown. It was an original thing where Legends had our boy Dracula. Yeah. So like
Legends they were both really good. But I feel like we liked Legends just because it was the OG monsters.
Yeah, let me see some.
And they had really good energy.
Yeah.
The way Hondo is looking at us right now.
Yeah, Hondo is just wait, buddy. Your turn's coming up. Anyways, so
Brian seems to have high energy today. No, I think it's just that I have very low energy. So
no, I feel like your energy. I feel like my energy is a little bit higher.
Maybe
I've had a sinus.
I have very low energy today.
I've had a sinus infection for the past honestly, for this past week, and I've also been working a lot between my job and here with the studio. And I think I'm coming to the end of my sinus infection. I'm hoping. And then, we're here to
get a kick of energy.
It's not one of those live streams where we're just trying to talk about Halloween Horror Nights and just trying to pick anything that we can find. And we have legitimate, real sources to dive into and talk about today. I think that's what I'm excited about. Like, I was talking to you about this.
Bradley also just said, Javier, this is how Brian always is.
Yeah, this is how I am. That's true. Yeah. This is how I am. But it's one of those things, we were talking about this, where I think the most exciting announcement for me when it comes to the announcement season is the event dates and tickets. Like, I get excited for houses and scare zones, I do, but when you get the event dates and tickets, that is like finalizing the event. Like, I could care less what's going to be at the event. I just know when the dates are, and I know what the tickets are, and I'm grabbing my ticket, and I know I'm going, period. So I think that's why I get more excited for that versus their general house announcements. Because we could get house announcements like Blumhouse. I'm like, cool, don't care. And get other things that are, there's some that I'm really excited for, some that I'm not. But when it's about the general event, I'm excited.
I think the most exciting point of like the year before the actual like opening day, I think the most exciting is the first day that like props start to go out on the street.
In August,
that's
baby.
The most exciting.
Actually, in July,
late
July.
Scaffolding go up.
Yeah.
That's like
you see one light box go up in the sky, and we're just like, there it is. It's starting.
Yeah, we're like, look.
And you got all these guests that walk by us, and
they're like, what are you looking at?
Like, these people spent hundreds of dollars to come to Universal, and they're that excited for a light box. Like, give me their energy, which is kind of funny. But yeah, that's us. And then Javier said, or USMC. Actually, where am I? I'm a little far behind. Hold up, I got it.
Yeah,
here.
We didn't get the hours of operation, so we don't know if it's all 2 a.m. nights or they'll go back to the 1 a.m.
Which we're going to dive into in a second. We're about to get into that. Javier did say that Brian had high energy every night I saw him last year for HHN 31. Yeah, if you meet me in public, I will bring a source of energy no matter how I feel. Pretty much all the time. Let's talk HHN also with a $4.99. Nothing. Just nothing.
Just $4.99.
Just a hit. Take it. $4.99. My man, legend. Nothing in the chat. Just $4.99.
Ooh, Blue Hawk thinks that they might stay open till 3 a.m. some nights.
3 a.m. That's interesting. Honestly, why not? Let's dive into this real quick. Why not? Let's open. See, now this is where I get slow. Hold up, guys. I want to make sure I don't show you guys nothing I'm not supposed to.
Brian kept up with my ADHD riddled 5-year-old, for God's sake. Brian is an ADHD riddled 5-year-old.
Did you say that? Who said that?
I said that.
I am, man. No,
'Cause
I guess I am.
he said that you kept up with Lily.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. This live stream is about Halloween Horror Nights, not about Brian. So let's move forward with
Chris.
we're gonna bash on me today. Huh?
I wouldn't know. Brian actively avoided me last year until he saw me walk out of the gate, and then immediately texted me, "You up?" Oh, that's funny.
All right, who else? Who else has got something to say?
All right, show your thing. What are you showing us?
I don't know. What are we talking about today, folks?
I'm talking about you.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Halloween Brian nights. All right, moving on. Glad you guys are having a good time. Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights. Here is the official website. This is all you get from the website because now it's just links leading to their Universal website, which I had a conversation with somebody earlier about this. The reason why I think they're doing something like this, which is unfortunate, this is a very corporate move in my opinion, and which is why I don't like corporates and stuff, because it really kills the creativity. In my true opinion, I think the reason why they're doing this is because if you see me click here, we're going to go to Orlando, Florida. Where does it take me but
Blue.
no other than Universal Orlando Resort,
Well, you just
which...
get a little bit of that.
No, incorrect. Universal Orlando Resort right here. This is what I'm talking about. They want you to not just book a Halloween Horror Night trip. They want you to expand your trip into trying to find other add-ons that are found on the resort. They're trying to make the most bang for their buck. Therefore, this link is not to just show you Halloween Horror Night stuff, but to also maybe get families who are visiting and say like, oh, look at some of the other things they offer versus just booking a Horror Night trip. So I think they're really trying to look at it from a perspective of how can we really broaden our fans to also visit our daytime operations or see things in City Walk and other things that we have in offer. That's where I think this is going, which is unfortunate because I did like when they had it as just a standalone website, but now they went to this pathway. But it is what it is. So here we got Halloween Horror Nights. See this guy. This was from Carnival Graveyard in 2018. I never got to go through this one.
Oh, that was a
good house, right? Yeah, I've heard great things about it. But Halloween Horror Nights, here we are. So beautiful to see this. Halloween Horror Nights 2023. Select nights September 1st through October 31st, 2023. Now, they will have a calendar, like a scheduled calendar. What is it called? Event calendar. That's what it's called. Eventually, they will have an event calendar for you to click on the website and actually see the dates highlighted that you can visit and what the event hours are. I personally did like every night being 2 a.m. That's just me. It's like the more you can get at it is really cool. I don't mind if they did September till 1 a.m. and then maybe October till 2 a.m. I just think 2 a.m. every single night gets the most for people and tries to spread that crowd out from October back into September and try to disperse it. Now, that does make September a little bit busier. But just as a person who loves HHN and who lives here locally, sometimes the best time for me to go to HHN might be in the last 2 hours. And the more hours we get offered, the more time we get to go. That's my personal thing. But let's talk about the event dates. Now, unfortunately, we can't look at an event calendar, but the way to do so is if we go to tickets on sale, it's going to take you to all these extras that you have here. So you got, of course, the single night tickets, you get the Express Pass, the RIP tour, the Unmasking the Horror tour, and that's it for now. But if we go onto single night tickets and we select the single night tickets, let's just say we want 1, 2, yeah, you know what? Let's just say I'm bringing the whole family. They don't let me do more than 6, unfortunately. So let's move on next, right? $599.94 for a group of 6, single night. Okay. But anyways, we're using this for the purpose of actually seeing the event dates, right? So as you can see, that first weekend is Friday through Sunday, and then every single date in September runs from Wednesday to Sunday. That is a 5-night weekend for HHN in September. We used to have that. There was that one, I think, blocked out date that was bought out. It doesn't seem like they have that currently. Now, dates are subject to change, of course, over time. But as you can see, this is fine to me. This looks like an overload. Technically, I would say the best way to do this would be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, opening weekend, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then maybe do another Thursday, and then you open up Wednesday. Just because I'm the person that I like seeing the next year have maybe one more night. The next year have one more night. I don't want them to have horror nights in August. I don't. I like having August as the build-up month to the event, and then September 1st being the event date, or as early as they can September. And if it's one of those where, well, that Friday is August 31st, or actually August 30th next year because of a leap year, I would like them to still be able to start in September, but maybe have more dates here and there and stuff. So it looks like they're really overloading here in September. That's fine. We'll move on. But this is the interesting thing that we saw. Here in October, you have Wednesday through Sunday every single night, except for this random Tuesday, which is Halloween night. Monday, we don't have Monday. I'm a little bummed out about this. I was expecting them to do like Tuesday through Sunday like they did last year in a sense, or Tuesday to Monday, whatever. But they stayed at Wednesday and they gave up Monday. And this is what's kind of disappointing to me. I wonder if they're leaving that potentially to add on a night, because they could obviously add on nights to the event. But this Monday is super important because this is Hallows Eve. And at midnight, the event is still running, and that is when the clock turns midnight, and it's officially Halloween, and you're in Halloween Horror Nights. That's like at the strike of 12 at midnight. It's technically Halloween, and Halloween Horror Nights is going on. That won't be a thing.
I think they're going to add that night.
They need to. I don't know why. Now, I don't know if this is not on there for single night tickets, and this is why we can't see it until the event calendar comes up, and maybe this is going to be a special select night. They might do something special. Highly doubt that. We know HHN and like the corporate world of Universal doesn't want to take a stride that far. It's very hard to do in a theme park setting, but maybe if they really want to be risky, that could be something cool and fun to do. I know your diehard HHN fans would pay an extra couple $100 to have something very special on that night when the clock strikes midnight and it's officially Halloween and you're there at the park for Halloween Horror Nights. If they were to do a special select limited time hard cast ticket for that night and pay a couple $100, I'm pretty sure we would do something like that. Now, I don't know what it could be. Give me 5 minutes and I can think of it, but
I think they're going to add it later on.
I'm surprised to see that date's not there. So those are the event days. It's surprising to me. I don't know why we didn't have that Monday leading to Halloween. That's interesting. I want to know, Steph, put in the chat. We're going to put a poll in there. Do you guys think it's a good move to have that Monday or not? As in saying, do you guys, I don't know, like, do you think they're going to add it? Or do you guys think that's the way it is? So, see what you guys think. But it does surprise me. Also, I realized we did miss Heather Hart, who also just recently joined the memberships not too long ago. Shout out to you. Sent a $5 super sticker, which I can't see. I can't see on my, like, we got StreamYard is what we do this on. Do you have it on yours? Let me see. It's viewer activity. Oh.
Yeah, it's a laughing.
Like a laughing fox. Dog or fox, little Hondo laughing. Thank you so much, Heather, for the $5 super chat.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome.
Javier said, I think it's good to not add it to give the staff rest. Typically for those nights, at least for the scare actors. I don't know how it is for everybody else.
Like ops.
But yeah, like ops and like the quick service people. But at least for the scare actors, it's always optional. So they're not like, we're putting this on your schedule. If you don't come, you like get a reprimand or anything like that. It's, do you want to make extra money? You can work this night if you want. If not, that's cool too. So because when they give you your when they ask for your availability, it's based on the days that are currently scheduled for the event. You have to have those days available. However, if there's any day in there that they add a night last minute, like technically that's not within your availability. So they can't just put it on your schedule. So they'll ask them if, who wants to add this extra night. Mm-hmm. So while yes, it would help the staff kind of like recuperate, a lot of times, like if we were in that case, we'd be like, yeah, I want to work it. Like there's only one more week left of the event. Like I want to work.
Which you bring a good point. That's exactly what I'm getting to. at least this is the way Steph and I are, right? We're diehard Halloween fans, diehard HHN fans, and I was literally that scare actor. As in, if my tag out wasn't there, I told them, do not get me out of my break time. I'm staying in there, and that's what I did. I'd stay in all these sets, and I would just rock and roll because I knew at some point this was going to end, and I didn't want it to. So in that moment, I made sure that I pushed that tiredness back, and I said, I'm going to rock and roll. And I know for a lot of people who also are scare actors too, if it's that last week and you're like, man, here we go, this is our hell week. It's 7 nights in a row. And yes, it's tiring, but in the back of your mind and for everybody, you're like, this is it. This is our last week.
They also typically for those extra nights, team members will be blocked out. So it's not like you can say like, no, I don't want to work and then go as a guest. Like if you say no, like you're staying home or going to your other job, like you're not going to the park as a guest to like enjoy the event,
Yeah.
So most people are going to say, yeah, why not? Unless they have other obligations.
Yeah. Which, if they have other obligations, that's fine. Like we understand. But, to me, the way I am, this is just how I was raised and stuff. Like, for instance, as my role as Dracula, right? For HHN 2019, it killed me if there was nobody as my tag out for that night. Now, shout out to my tag out though. I won't say his name, but huge shout out because my man stuck in there through a lot and played Dracula as great as anybody can.
Yeah,
but there was nights, real quick, there was nights that I did not have a tag out because my tag out was busy. He had other things to do that was approved, obviously. And it hurt me when I was leaving and there was going to be no Dracula in those scenes because the fans, not just for Dracula, but for any scare actor, you have these fans who go to HHN and they love the event with all their heart. People who day and night think about it like us all year round. And some people travel just once a year. They only get to go one weekend and you get to go in the house. You're like, here we are. We're finally going to this house, heard so much about, and you're missing scares. And it does suck. So it's one of those things where it's like, as me personally, I would say for all the scare actors, like push through. It's one more night, battle through it, baby, because it's going to be the last time to be able to do this and perform in such of an event. So you never know when it's going to be your last time.
And a lot of the scare actors become not all of them, but a lot of the scare actors, like Brian and myself, you become like that house is like something that you're proud of. You want it to be really good. Like you want people to like it.
It's our babies.
And
these are our babies.
And if you know that added night, like it's going to be empty, like most characters are like, no, we need to make it good. Like people are paying money to come on this night. Like we want it to be good. Yep. Now we can't speak on everybody's behalf because we did go last year on added nights and there was nobody there. Like that could have been, they had other jobs and things like that. Could be that times are changing. I don't know. But at least when we were scare acting and the way that we were and a lot of people that we worked with, like that's your like pride and joy. Like that house is like,
that's your baby.
You're like, I want it to be good.
That's your baby because there's this inner battle or competition, as you will, between scare actors in the event based on your house and your scare zone. Like, obviously it's all love and games and stuff like that, but you want your house to be the best one of the year. You want your house to be the fan favorite. You want that. And I feel like we all, whether we talk about it or not, we personally deep somewhere down inside yourself, you're like, I want to be known as the best house.
Or maybe
I want
we're
to be
just
fan
really
favorite.
Competitive.
And we are though. We are. But I remember this is getting kind of off topic and what we were talking about with the live stream, but for HHN 29, I'll never forget when we were all standing there in the hallway. We were all getting suited up. Steph was helping me with my gloves and my cape and everything. We're ready to rock and roll. And it was the last weekend, and we're waiting to hear for House of the Year. We got all the comms. Our supervisors are there with all the radios. We're getting ready to hear it. We're like, oh, okay, they haven't announced it. We got to get on set. So we go on set. We tag out. And then as we tag our partners out, they're like, did you hear any news? We're like, no, not yet. Let me know if you hear it. There's this little bit of competition because you want to be the House of the Year in a sense. Yeah. You want to be the Street of the Year. It's that morale boost of like, man, that whole grind of going from September to October every single night, every 3 seconds, scaring. and doing the long days and nights of at least for me, 6 a.m. to 4 a.m. September through October. You want that sense of accomplishment at the end, and that's why, and that's how it was for us at our time. And of course, our time wasn't that long ago, but I'm hoping the scare actors who do the event, I'm pretty sure they are, they want the same thing. They want the event to be enjoyed by the guests, because if the guests are like, man, that year of HHN was awesome, you can say, hey, I was a part of it. Yeah. I was there. I did something at least, no matter what it is, whether you work food and beverage, whether you're security, house ops, whether you're, a scare actor or you're a show performer.
And it's because they know people love the event. They know people are like obsessed with this event. So they want to make it good. But getting off of that tangent.
Maybe we'll talk about something like that come in August. We'll get something more detailed for you guys.
We did have some questions. Did they say the times? No. They did not release times yet, which I'm sure that will come out when they have the full calendar come out. I don't know when that's going to be, but not yet.
I have a good feeling about May and June. I have a good feeling we're going to get more details.
We also got a super chat from USMC. We're booked for September 20th to the 25th. Is that when we're going to be gone?
No.
Okay.
Wait. We're booked for September 20th to the 25th. Lily is excited for her Megan dance with Stephanie, and she's been working out so she can throw Brian in the lagoon.
I want to see that so bad.
Lily's been working out?
We've seen pictures of her, and she looks like she's gotten, grew up 5 years in 6 months.
Lily, she's gonna be growing up. That's so sad. USMC with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, my man. We have to message you, by the way. We got to tell you something. We'll talk to you here in a second. Also, Jim Daniels, my man showed up to the party. It's not a party without Jim. $50 donation. Jeez, what a legend. On a hole, which a man spelled hole wrong. With a J.
I think
I shouldn't even mention that because he'll come back in with another one.
That's not even he spelled it wrong. It's just a typo. He hit the wrong button.
All right. He spelled it wrong.
Come on.
All right. On a whole, I think most scare actors do a good job. And I agree. I would say 99% of scare actors are really putting everything. We have worked
with a few that don't really care, but...
We've seen them both. We've seen both ends of the scale.
But out of the, of all the people that personally I've worked with, and you've worked with more, out of all those people... the vast majority, they really care, and there's a small minority that are just there to say that they're a scare actor and get a paycheck.
Throwing some beef out there, huh?
No, I'm just saying.
The truth will set you free, and the truth may hurt.
I was saying that's the minority. The vast majority really care.
I agree. 100% agree. So, Jim Daniels, thank you, though, for the whopping $50 super chat. Appreciate it, my man.
Javier said it would suck if you went on an added night in the house. Houses were almost empty if that was your first time going, your only time going. But fortunately, they do add those kind of late. So, it's typically just frequent Fear Pass people.
Yeah, frequent Fear Pass or anybody who's just there that week that can also get that day. So luckily, I mean, we've heard stories of people saying that was their one and only night and they picked it up. But it is a unique experience if you do get to go on such a night like that, where it's just empty. But I can imagine that being your first time where this is it.
Yeah, right.
No, it's not. This is nothing compared to what it is.
Sammy J, we got to get you guys scare acting again. Unfortunately, this kind of answers another question that I saw about if you can do scare acting for only one night. If we could, we would, but you can't.
All right, listen.
You have to
stop. Okay, Universal, I know you're freaking watching this video right now. I know HHN's watching this. Get with me and Stephanie. We want to work out a deal where we do just one night for the event, every event, and it's a special event night that we do something where Steph and I can get out there and do scare acting. Just one night. I want to get back in my cape. I want to put my gloves on, put the fangs on, and I just want to freaking go.
No, but the only way that you can do one night is if you get cast normally, do one night and then quit. But then you also are I don't think you can reapply for anything at Universal for a year or 6 months or something. And if you tried to do HHN again, they'd probably look at that and be like, No.
Yeah, wouldn't recommend doing that.
No.
But yeah, if we could do it for just like one night, yeah, I'm all for it. Where it's a select night that we all, like us, me and Steph, Universal, we talk about it. We have that day planned. If we go in for that reason, that would be really cool. We'd love to do something like that. Maybe even get a chance to like do like behind the scenes footages of it. I know Tim Tracker got to do a video like that, and it's super cool to be able to actually physically see that in video format. Granted, his was much more starry-eyed in a sense because the whole makeup process, it's not really like that. We don't get a nice air conditioned room and all. You're kind of just.
Well, he also was. He literally like the makeup artist that did his makeup is like the lead of like all the makeup artists, and
they also had Blake there.
Yeah, Blake was there doing show direction. Typically, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
At least not like on a night to night.
Yeah. So that was more showcase, obviously. But if we could do something like that, that'd be really neat. We'd love to do something like that. And to do something every year, like single night, something special, that'd be kind of fun. Cool. But the odds of that happening are
0.
Yeah. Negative. None. Yeah. Not gonna happen.
There's a lot that goes into like scare acting, and they have to also keep in mind that like there's some liability there too. Like if you get hurt or like a guest gets hurt because of that, like
oh yeah, a lot of legal actions could be taken, which happens at Horror Nights a lot more than people realize.
Oh yeah.
Jim Daniels just back again with $20 right here, saying, "But I do think the Hollywood's characters are better than in Orlando."
We have heard that.
We've heard the Hollywood's characters are much more aggressive. A lot of energy from Hollywood's actors. Now,
this is my theory on this is in Hollywood, you have a lot of people there trying to make it in like acting. Orlando, like most people move here. If they're moving here to work in the theme parks, like it's either like some sort of like theater or it's like just working in the theme parks, like a normal theme park job. We don't have like a big, like, I wouldn't say we have a big community of like people trying to make it in like movie acting like or anything like that.
If so, they usually move out west.
Yeah. So I think that's why they get like maybe a little bit higher caliber of like actors, just because there's a lot of them that live in that area that also need jobs.
Yeah, so. That's true. I agree. But we might as well just say it. Jim Daniels brought it up. We are going to HHN Hollywood.
We haven't bought our tickets yet, but they're not on sale.
All right. We're going to go to HHN Hollywood, guys. Stuff's so excited.
I'm so excited.
We have some special things planned for you guys out west. So anybody who lives out on the West Coast, we'll keep you up to date about when we buy tickets and when we go out there and what dates are going to be what.
If you live near Universal and you have an extra couch, the prices for the hotels,
it's ridiculous right now. Yeah.
And the tax.
So anyways, we're not going to get into too much detail about that, but we are going to be going to HHN Hollywood this year. We have something special planned for you guys with that trip. So stay tuned for that. We'll release more details. I just wanted to briefly mention that we're going out there.
Sorry, I'm just excited.
But Stephanie is very excited when
we don't have them on sale yet, so everybody knows that.
When Steph was planning this with me, she was more excited than I've seen Steph ever. So that's fun to say. But Jim Daniels with the 20. Appreciate it, my man, as always.
Chris said, you're telling me you couldn't make a guest paid experience where you throw him behind a two-way mirror and give him a trigger and an air cannon? SeaWorld did that last year. They actually had a little bar that you could pay extra for to hit a button, and it would be like an air cannon, and you could watch. They had like TVs, and you could watch a like live stream of people going through the house and getting scared. And I think that's a cool idea. I feel like it'd be kind of funny if HHN did that too. I just don't know where they would do that.
Yeah.
Because the one that they did in SeaWorld, like it was right there. Like it was right on the other side of that wall. There's not really a lot of houses at HHN where it's like that close to like a guest facing area, especially where you would put a bar. Like all the houses are like back in the like backstage. What?
Heather Hart with the $2. See, just say super sticker here, but you guys in the chat can see it's this fox dancing. It's really cool. I wish StreamYard would show that. It's unfortunate they don't show that stuff. But Heather Hart, hey, thank you so much for the super sticker again. I love seeing the little super stickers on that. Javier, hey, peace out, my man. Thanks so much for joining. But let's move on. I know we're getting all over in today's chat and live stream, but I want to talk about a couple other things that we need to bring up and address that we got from the announcements. So we did get, of course, the dates that obviously was showcased. We'll bring up this page right here again. We have select single night tickets. Obviously, you guys can purchase. As you can see, we went over that and the totals from them. They're ranging from $79.99 up to like $120 or something like that, I believe, like $110. One thing I want to emphasize and stress: if you're new to Horror Nights and you're somehow find yourself here in this live stream, first of all, welcome. Thanks for joining us. If you guys are just joining this live stream too, how's it going? A little late, better than ever. Hey, whatever. We talked about the dates a bit. We talked about some other funny things, and we're going to be getting some other things from that announcement that we've received from HHN. Halloween Horror Nights tickets, express passes, things like that. If you're going to purchase it, you know you're going to purchase it, you know your dates and all that stuff. Get them as soon as you can. Don't wait. Especially don't wait to get there to purchase your tickets and extras and whatever, because they're going to be way more expensive. Save your money. Do as much as you can early. Do the plannings now. Get all that stuff out of the way. I know like Stephanie and I, we do things differently when we plan things. I'm that type of person that I'll do an entire day where all I do is sit behind the computer and write out every single option possible that we can plan. And Steph's the type of person that's like, she'll just kind of wing it as she goes. She'll just kind of pick like, okay, that works for me. Yeah, that works for me. Boom, boom. And that's how it is. But I'd say take the time in planning, whether it's you do it my way or Stephanie's way. Have a plan. Get your tickets early because the prices will go up. And the later that you wait, you're going to be missing out on some savings, especially online. Then you got the Halloween Horror Nights Express Pass. This is my favorite thing to do. This is the beauty for me, even compared to the RIP tour. And that is because the Horror Nights Express Pass, it gets you the ability to skip the standard line. You get in the express line, which could have a wait. It's not as bad as the standby line for sure. And we got that last year on, like added on with our Frequent Fear Pass, which we got it for every single night. It was a blessing. We'll never go back to the way we used to have it beforehand. We'll literally have Express Pass every single time. I know it's a hefty cost, but it's so worth it. And the reason why I like this is because you get to choose how your night goes. You get to choose which house you want to do at that time, at that moment. And you have your Express Pass, so you're never really in a rush. Where the RIP tour that they have starting at $299.99, you're usually with a group of people and there's usually an itinerary in a sense that you guys follow. Now, there are things that you could say, hey, we want to go to this, or hey, we'd rather do that and stuff. And this basically skips all the lines. It is great, but for the price that it is compared to Express Pass, you also need admission for these too. So don't forget that you still need general admission. I would say Express Pass is the way to go. It saves you a little bit more money too. And then our favorite little bonus thing to do is the Behind the Screams, Unmasking the Horror Tour. I think for the sole purpose of doing Behind the Screams for me and Steph is because we were scare actors before in the past. We've seen the houses with the lights on. We've seen it with the details. So being able to do it from the guest perspective too, and getting to see that reminds us of those days that we used to scare act and get to see how it was and how they created in construction and all that stuff. It's really cool. And you don't realize it as the guest. You don't realize how much detail is actually put in these houses. Things you don't see when you go through on a regular night. So that is obviously a must in our books. But those are the things that were put out there. And also of course, they have the private RIP tour as well, but you have to call and it costs a lot of money. If you got the money, go for it, do it. That'd be awesome. But that's usually something that we basically, when it comes to RIP tour, we basically say, hey, if you're going for one night and that's all you got and you have the money for it, go ahead and do it. Because that's going to guarantee you your 10 haunted houses, your 5 scare zones, your shows and stuff. That'll guarantee it basically. So that's pretty much it that we have for the official announcements. I guess you could say we did also get a t-shirt, which let me go ahead and pull up here.
Also, Chris asked, when they say 3 or 6 houses for the Unmasking the Horror Tour, do you get to pick which houses you want to see? No, they are set. And a lot of times this will have to do with like what they're able to show. Like there are some, I think there's some things that like some houses that they just can't, because they didn't do the weekend at all last year, right? For either of them.
No, the weekend was the one house that did not get featured.
Because I think they had an agreement that they wouldn't do the lights on thing for like the weekend house. So like, yeah, they have it set for like the 3 house tours are always these 3 houses, and the 6 house tours are always these 6 houses. And you don't really get to pick because you're in a big group of people. It's not like just you or your party.
Yeah. Also, Heather Hart with $3 super sticker. Did what else? Another one that we got.
She said goodbye.
Oh.
I said bye.
Bye, Heather. Thanks for the $3 super sticker, by the way. I wish StreamYard would show it. I hate that they don't. So, yeah, and with the Unmasking the Horror Tour, like, that's the only thing is, like, you don't know which tour you're booking. Yeah. Now, I know last year they did this where they actually told you which houses, but before in the past, it was, like, random, I believe.
So they told us what houses, but it wasn't until, like the event had already started.
Yeah. Which is kind of scary. And that's the thing. The 3 houses and the 6 houses, there's no 2 houses that are similar. Hondo, he keeps crawling closer and closer.
Yeah, but like it's like these 3 and then these 6, but it's not like
you don't have a house that's in each of the tours.
Yeah, you won't
featured.
have like Haunted Hill House in this one and this one. It's like only in this one.
Yeah. Now let's go to bring up the other thing that was released. We have the official merchandise for this year's event. See you in the fog. We have Halloween arts. We got a candle. We got a mug. We got a hat. We got a T-shirt. This font, I'm not really a fan of the font, but as you guys can see in the background, we have kind of this, the skull. You got the eyes, the mouth here. You have these people just like lingering around in a sense. Now, obviously, this could relate to a couple of things, which I don't think it is. I don't think their main thing is going to relate to any specific IP. However, something that, popped in my mind and that I was thinking of, as you guys can see here, you have this skull. Back in HHN 27, added effect. Yeah, added effect there. Back in HHN 27, we didn't really have a main theme or anything like that. It was just kind of some overall like splash here. And Bones was kind of like the icon. It wasn't really an icon, but it was really like a lot of like skulls in a sense that you saw at HHN 27. And I have this theory about 5 years that HHN's on this loop right now. And if you follow that, you have the skull again being represented. And as you guys can see, it's in this t-shirt. So I feel like it's kind of following that path still in a sense where we just kind of have an overall theme. We don't have anything that's kind of like major that's related to the story of the lore of HHN. It's just kind of like Halloween. Hey, we're just whatever, scaring you. That's all we're doing. So I feel like that's where we're headed right now. So that's the t-shirt and some of the merchandise that they have. But then we also have this video, and they also have this video in Instagram. They also posted one on YouTube. They posted one on Twitter, and they're different. So like, here's TikTok. The one in TikTok, yeah. And here's this one. It says the legend is real. This is from Instagram, and it really looks like the font that they had from Legends Collide that they used last year. And if they're talking about the legend's real. Maybe we're talking about Phantom. So could these be different for the purpose of actually showcasing a house or a scare zone or something? We're kind of foreshadowing it. Also, all this language, these symbols, these signs. You guys see this, right? You guys see what that says right there? All I'm gonna say is, we know a thing or two.
No, we just get lucky.
No, HHN's been listening to us way too much. That relates to these things. Somehow we were months ahead of it, and HHN just said, hey, that's a good idea. Let's put some language in there they got to translate. So anyways, I thought that was kind of funny. So
Elizabeth said that previously, if you did the 3 and the 6 house tour, you could have duplicated houses. But now they know
because it rotated. It was random.
But yeah, it's good that they don't do that because it deters people from doing both. Like if you have somebody who's like a super diehard fan and wants to do both the 6 house and the 3 house.
Sounds like a great idea.
Like it'd be kind of not boring, but it'd be kind of boring if you went through that same house like
not boring. Times. It would suck. It's like I just went through this. I just paid money to do this. I did it in the last tour. Yeah. I honestly I'm glad that they do where there's 3 is these 3 and then the 6 is just these 6. Because we've only done the 6 house tour for the past 2 years. Obviously, you get the most houses in it.
You spend quite a bit of time in those houses.
Yeah, it's a long tour. So you get your money's worth on it, but I could see us definitely even thinking about doing the 3 house and the 6 house possibly this year. We'll see. It's a lot of money.
They're also so early. With being up that late and then getting, like, my sleep schedule is, like, shifted, and then we have to get up so early to get over there before it. I'm like...
That is a struggle, but just like we talked earlier, you got to do it for Halloween.
Yeah.
Right? But pretty much those are the official things that's kind of been put out there. Now we're still waiting for frequent fear passes, multi-night passes. Also, hotel ticket packages, they were released for Orlando. That is something that Steph and I don't really dive into much, and just because there's so many different options with it, to do a video really covering something like that, it changes based on how many's in your party, what hotels you're picking, where you're going to want to stay, what nights, and for how many days, and for what tickets you want to add on, and for what type of people you have in your party. There's just too many different variables and options. That's why we don't dive into that as a video or an option. Sit down, lay down. Lay down.
Lay down.
Get your turn, don't worry. He knows when it's an hour. See, we're at an hour and 1 minute and he gets up.
Last year it was Bugs, Deadman's, Blumhouse, Hellblock.
For what? Steph's okay.
Halloween.
They're still on that.
Someone asked what the 6 houses were last year. Bugs, Deadman's, Blumhouse, Hellblock, Halloween, and Legends. There you go.
There you go. Kind of lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
All right. Anyways, moving on. We're done. There's your official stuff that we got, but we're still waiting for like the frequent fear passes. We're waiting obviously for the houses to be announced. We need 9 more houses because HHN did officially say, hey, we're getting 10 haunted houses, 5 scare zones, and they said live performances. So they haven't really said how many shows. Last time they said 2 outrageous shows, but this time they just said live performances. And that 11 house rumor that went out and stuff, unfortunately, I wouldn't say it's busted because things are subject to change, but it seems like HHN is promoting 10 houses.
Yeah.
So that's what we currently have going on. We're just waiting for more official things to come up, which in my opinion, I think we will get a house announcement in April. Okay. I think our next major announcement will come in April, if not early May. But I could see in April after Mardi Gras gets finished up, which should be a couple more weeks here. Or if not Mardi Gras, maybe even when Tron is officially open to the public on April 4th. I think we could be seeing something from Universal put out that day, because we know how Universal is. They like to wait for Disney to kind of throw something out there, getting excited, say, hey, look what we did. We've been building it for 2 decades. It's done. And Universal's like, hey, look what we got. Boom. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, we've been saving it for a little bit. So I could see Universal doing something like that in regards to an announcement, whether it's HHN or just something generally related to the parks. But other than that, that is pretty much like what we have as far as like information. Now I do.
Chris said, but do you guys have a couch for 6 we could crash on? And
for what?
I don't know. If it's for HHM, my response is going to be by September, October, we probably will. Yeah,
actually. Or hopefully, because we're in the process of, this is why things are so crazy for us right now, because we're in the process of closing out on a house and it's in pre-construction, and so we would have to move our studio over there and of course everything living wise. And we currently have our other jobs going on. We're also working on this whole Instagram series, which, like I said, we're literally showing you something of the series right now. And I don't know if anybody's seen it yet or not. At least I haven't seen it in the chat, but we're working on the series, and there's a lot of interactive elements where you as the audience is going to be involved in this series, and we're really trying to tie all these things in, and it's exciting. We're excited for it. But then we also have our YouTube videos that we're normally doing. We have the August series for YouTube that we're getting ready to work on here soon as well. And so many things happening, but because the house is about to close and we're getting ready to move here soon and all that stuff, that means we can't take that next step in production because it would change all the scenery and the storylines and things change. So we're waiting, we're holding back, but it shouldn't be much longer until we get in the swing of things. Until all that pretty much kicks off. But yeah. Anything else you guys got to say in the chat? Anything else, Steph?
They're talking about the the little symbols and all of that, and the font from those videos. They're like trying to crack the code.
I think you guys are gonna like this year's series. I really do. What do you think? Should we show them now? Or should it be a surprise? Or maybe should it just be members only? Put a vote. I'm pretty sure I know what they're gonna say, but put it there. I get too excited I can't hold secrets, and neither can Steph. We don't hold surprise, we just want to tell you. So Stephanie's gonna put in the poll here saying choose. This is what I want you to say right here. Type in this. Choose your fate. Because you as the audience will actually affect what happens. I hope you guys get ready for what's going to happen. All right, so choose your fate. The first one is yes, show it. The third one is no, keep it a surprise. And the third, maybe I said the third one already, but the third one is going to be for members only. Put that poll up in the chat. I want to see what you guys have to say. Well, let's see. Maybe we have some people that want to keep it as a surprise. Because I'm telling you this, if we show it now, I'll show it now. You guys are going to like it. Cool. It's out there. If it's going to be for members only, cool, because you guys deserve it. You guys have helped us through so much. I wouldn't mind. And actually, I have planned in the next 2 weeks to actually show our members a little sneak peek of it. But we'll show you the members early, whatever. If it's for a surprise, that is, I will say, the most optimal choice, because I think it's going to be something really cool for you guys to stumble upon as it's meant to be in the series. But yeah. Hey, I'm feeling HHN, I'm feeling Halloween. Time's ticking by, so might as well. I'll let you guys post. We'll see what y'all think. We'll give it a minute here.
Did you see?
It's my money and I need to know.
What?
It's my money and I need to know.
Is it the box? What box? The box isn't with us.
Actually,
is the box in the room right now?
The box is technically not even in the room yet. No. Not yet. I actually moved it out of the room recently because of some things happening.
It's the purple lightsaber, yep.
Stephanie's a Jedi. Ends live stream. Oh. Accidentally hit the screen a bit. Almost ended the live stream. It's over.
I think the other Brian Robinson will want you to show us.
I need to have a conversation with this Brian Robinson.
The other Brian Robinson, if you will.
My dad?
Yeah.
I told Steph, we were joking about this earlier, and I mentioned this earlier too, but I was thinking, like, what if in the future, Universal Creative is just an entire boardroom of Brian Robinsons? And we make it parody in a sense, because it's all these Brian Robinsons. I'm the Brian Robinson of Halloween, so I take care of the Halloween aspect. You get the Brian Robinson of Christmas, the Brian Robinson of spring and summer, the Brian Robinson of... All right. What? Come on.
Mando said, what do you guys think the overall theme will be this year? I don't think there's going to be one.
I think it's just going to be like...
I did see somebody post on one of the Facebook groups that maybe it'll be like cryptids or like folklore.
I have a feeling woods, like forest and woods, are going to be involved. I don't know why.
I just feel like there's not really going to be a theme. Yeah. I think it's just going to be HHN.
Yeah, they're just going to have something involved. I mean, if you haven't seen HHN 27, like promotional videos and stuff like that, look it up. I feel like it'll be something like that in a sense. I feel like skulls are going to be involved, woods. I don't know. That's what I feel, but we'll see. So,
the vote is, let's see it, 70%.
70% wants to see it. All right. So, we're going to end the live stream in about a few minutes.
Yes, as long as they don't have corn.
Yeah, and it can't even be like fake representation of corn. However, that was kind of cool. You guys remember that live stream where we had the whole thing? All right, you ready to show? Brian Robinson of Miami Dolphins. Yeah, there is a Brian Robinson there, yeah.
Oh, I was like, what does that mean?
You ready?
Yes.
You guys can see where I'm going, right? So who can translate? That'll be updating I think, in a week. That'll be updating.
Santa Ben did say what's on the...
You can't ruin the whole moment.
What?
It's okay, it's Santa Ben. I like Santa Ben. Go ahead.
Oh, Santa Ben did say what's on the bottom of the shelf.
All right, so something came in the box. And as you guys can see, it's old looking because it really is. This is a book. It's a scary book. It's very old. I'm not going to open the pages right now because the pages are fragile and we need them for the series. But if you guys really wanted to know what was in the box, here you go. There was a book that was in the box.
Sanderson Sisters book.
This is actually the Walmart employee handbook. So, we received the book in the box, and there's this creepy looking little thing right there. That's all I'm gonna show, right? I don't want to show too much. The pages are extremely old and fragile. Like I see that says like as much as I want to open up.
Everybody keeps saying Necronomicon.
So that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna talk about. You guys are gonna have to wait for the series. You're gonna have to wait for everything we do because I don't want to give too much away. But you guys can see where we're headed, right? Do you see, real quick? You see how thick that book is, right?
The animal book that tries to eat you in Harry Potter.
Yeah, it will turn into an animal at some point.
The teeth.
Now, I'm going to tell you, there's over 200 pages. Here's a little behind-the-scenes moment for you guys. This doesn't have to do with the storyline. Oh, I don't know if I want to say it.
No, don't. You already gave that away.
Okay.
Chris did say, bro, did you really just say something came in the box?
Yeah. You know what it is. Anyways, it's this.
It's all the video ideas. It's all your video ideas. You could fill that book with video ideas.
I could easily fill this book with my
Don't
video
challenge
ideas.
it.
So, here's book 1 of fill in the blank. So, we have a lot of things we're working with. There's a lot of things we're doing virtually as well. Physically, this series we're trying to make really big. And this series is going to take a lot more than just what we have. Do with that as you will. But that's pretty much it. That's all we're going to show. I don't want to show too much.
Said, I bet there's 3.
I don't want to show too much. No, that's not the same. That's not the same topic. I can't tell Steph everything.
Tell me anything.
I can't tell Steph anything because if something is mentioned and Steph reacts to it, Steph's one of those people that she'll react to it. She can't hide it.
I can't lie.
She can't lie. I can easily.
Lying.
But there are things to this series I haven't even told Steph. I keep a secret until the last minute because I know there are things that she would say no to, and it's best to have forgiveness than to ask.
The amount of times I've tried to like play jokes on Brian by like lying about something, and then the second he like even like starts to question it, I'm like, okay, I
did it. I could go on for weeks with a lie until like one random day I'm like, hey, remember that story like 6 years ago?
I literally have to, anytime he says anything crazy, I literally have to be like, are you being serious? Are you being serious? Are you being serious? Are you being serious?
Yes, I'm serious. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of our pride and joys that we're working on this day and night, spending hours and hours, and I cannot wait for you guys to see it. I hope you guys enjoy it. I really do. I don't want to give too much, but I'm really excited for this. And Steph can vouch for this. And this is more emotional. This is more heartfelt. I really want you guys to enjoy this because I've spent. Why you keep laughing? I'm trying to be serious. Who are you reading?
Bradley said that you're engaged and getting married, so that has to change. You can't keep secrets from me. You're not allowed.
I mean, I'm engaged. I'm going to get married. We're not married yet, so I got a few secrets I have to hold. And it's just related to work. Nothing big. So, this is my baby right now, and we're trying to put a lot into it, and I really hope that you guys enjoy it because that's what it ultimately is. It's not for anything intended more than just for you guys to enjoy it. And I think you guys are going to enjoy it because it's going to bring a lot of you guys together, and we need you guys to be engaging on this because the whole series will evolve around you guys. And what you guys say, what you guys do will affect the characters that we have in this story and in the series for the years to come. So, voila, there it is. You guys get to see it. Also, brought this up. Thanks, Steph, for bringing it up. I completely missed this. Brandon does theme parks with $4.99. Brian's Garage House. It's Brian, Steph, and a Hondo coming out. And there's a mirror size of Brian's, or mirror size of Brian's, mirror maze of Brian's. Can you imagine that? Voted #1 most terrifying haunted house in the U.S. Brian's Garage. Brian from the Garage, coming at you live. Could be terrifying. Honestly, just a house of Hondos. All versions of Hondos would be terrifying. But hey, Brandon does theme parks. Thank you so much for the $4.99. Appreciate it, my man. We appreciate it. Yeah, you guys have been awesome. Honestly, this live stream, I realized we still got, like 71 plus people in this live stream. Huge shout out to you guys. Thanks so much for joining us. If you're just joining us now, hey, too late, sorry. But we're coming up to the end. You guys get to see the special thing we're working on briefly. Got to hear a couple of the official things that HHN has announced, things that we're still looking forward to and all. But we just want to say from the bottom of our hearts, thank you, especially to all of our members that we have. Let's go ahead and start with #1, Jim Daniels. He's been the longest lasting, I guess you can call it, member, longest living member of the channel of over 8 months. We have Pilfer, Sean Moore, Valerie Burns, Chris Dustings, The Smiths, USMC Two-Face and Lily, Artemis, Tom and Nikki, also known as Team Randall, Michelle Klinger, Fun Guy Gamer, Mia Stonewolf, Crappy Tappy, Erica Williams, Kevin DOC, Marcus Green, Mark Comer, Kamara, Jeff Riley, Mary Vab, Jonathan Vilo, Heart Life, Brandon Does Theme Parks, and our newest one, Heather Hart. Shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for joining us and helping us out in becoming a member. Like I said, if you guys want to help us out, join the memberships. If not, just leave this video a like, subscribe, reach out to all your friends, all your families, because we want HHN to succeed year after year. And that's our job, is just to talk about it, get you guys excited for it, and give you all the details you need to know. Interacting really helps. Even on Instagram, if you follow Brian's Instagram, like even just saving and sharing, saving, sharing things, like we don't want to be those annoying people that are like, please help us, but help me! But I spent a lot of money on this. But it does really help, and we want to be able to do this as much as we can because we love doing this, and the more reach we get with all of this, the more time we can dedicate to this. Our goal with the channel and all this really is for whoever watches us, whether it's 1 billion people or just one person, is for those people to enjoy the content that we create, but especially enjoy the event that we love and brought us together. Yeah. Like we are here right now. Hondo's here. All of this is possible. Everybody in the chat is here because of HHN. That event means so much to us. It brought us together, and that's what we strive to showcase in our videos and our content. And when we get to meet you guys and our energy and stuff, it comes from some serious love that we have for the event. We just like to connect with people who love the event, or for people who have never been, and give them the opportunity to go. So with that being said, guys, got the music. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Hey, hold on. Let me. Should we get a Hondo? Hondo cameo? Goodbye. Hondo cameo. Let me put this down right here. Come on, Hondo. Dance off. Good boy. Alrighty, folks. Bye. Anyways, a huge thank you to all for you guys joining us here on a Tuesday evening in March, late March, with still just 5+ months to go until we get to HHN. 157 days, cannot wait. But until then, we'll be planning some videos very soon for you guys, hopefully to see, and start getting some of that series stuff going here for y'all in a minute. Yeah. Little man. Oh, my buddy. All right, that's gonna be it for us, guys. Thanks so much for joining us, and until the next video, until the next live stream, we can't wait to catch you guys there. And like always, we'll see you guys in the fog. Peace out, everybody. Bye.